Have you ever seen a little kid just completely lost in what they're doing, totally absorbed, shutting out everything around them? It's pretty incredible. Well, what if I told you there's a way to actually cultivate that kind of deep focus right from the very beginning? The answer, and you might not expect this, comes from Japan.
And I'm not just talking hypothetically here. This is a real thing that has kind of baffled educators and parents for a long time. I mean, how on earth can a 5-year-old in Japan focus for a solid 45 minutes when a lot of other kids struggle to sit still for even 5? The answer, it turns out, is in their whole approach to early childhood.
Just look at this focus gap. I mean, we're not talking about a small difference here. This is a chasm. 45 minutes versus 5 minutes. And it all gets wired in during those first few years.
And if you're thinking, okay, but where's the proof? Here it is. A 2024 study from Tokyo Medical University found a mind-blowing 40% improvement in things like focus, memory, and problem solving for kids raised with these methods. 40%. I mean, that's not just a little boost, that is a life-changing advantage right from the start.
So, what's the secret? Is it some expensive app or a bunch of flashcards? Nope. It's not about gadgets or pushing academics early. It's a whole philosophy, really. A way of life that builds a strong brain from the inside out. And it all rests on 4 foundational pillars we're about to dive into.
All right, let's get into it. Pillar number 1. This is the bedrock of everything. It's all about love. Because think about it. Before a brain can even think about learning, it has to feel safe. It has to feel secure and totally cherished.
At the heart of this pillar is a really unique Japanese concept called amae. It's this idea that a child has this innate, natural desire to be cherished and to depend completely on their caregiver. Now, we might hear that and think, oh, that's spoiling them. But it's not seen that way at all. It's viewed as a fundamental need, something that builds this profound sense of emotional security.
And this is where the philosophy really diverges from a lot of Western thinking. You see, here we often push for independence almost from day one. But the Japanese model is kind of the opposite. The idea is that a child is born separate, and the first job is to bring them into this deep, unbreakable bond of dependence.
So, amae isn't just a nice, fuzzy feeling. It's basically a biological necessity. This incredible sense of security acts like a shield or like psychological scaffolding for the developing brain. It protects it from stress and lets it build that strong, resilient foundation it needs for all the learning that's about to come. Okay, so once that secure foundation is in place, it's time to build on it. And that brings us to pillar 2, which is all about taking advantage of this magical but very short window of opportunity in a child's brain development.
Yeah, science is super clear on this. The first 6 years of a kid's life are a golden period. The brain is just unbelievably flexible and ready to learn. It's like a super sponge, just soaking up absolutely everything around it at an incredible rate.
So, how do you make the most of that golden period? Well, the key is knowing a little bit about how the brain is wired. You've got your left brain, that's the slow, logical language part, and then you have your right brain, the super fast, image-based, intuitive part. And here's the kicker, in early childhood, it's the right brain that's really running the show.
And this is how they really tap into that right brain power. It's fascinating. They use things like high-speed flashcards, shown for less than a second each, to totally bypass the slow left brain and kick that photographic memory into gear. They do image training with music to boost creativity. They link images together in these crazy stories to build long-term memory. And they even use dot cards to train the brain to just see quantities instead of slowly counting them one by one. It's like a full-on gym workout, but for the right side of the brain.
But, you can have the best brain training techniques in the world, but if the actual physical brain isn't healthy, it's not going to work. It's like having amazing software on a broken computer. So that brings us to pillar 3, the physical infrastructure, the essential building blocks for a strong brain.
First up, and this one is huge, sleep. In Japan, it's practically a sacred ritual for kids. We're talking 11 to 12 hours a night for little ones, and it's non-negotiable. Why? Because they know that sleep is when the brain does all its heavy lifting, filing away memories, making connections, and getting ready for the next day.
Next up, screens. The philosophy here is simple. Less is more. For kids between 3 and 6, the limit is a hard 30 minutes a day. And it's not about being anti-technology. It's about being pro-brain and protecting it while it's in this supercritical development phase.
And then there's nature. At least 1 hour every single day, no matter the weather. Rain or shine, they're outside. This is more than just fresh air. It's about hitting the reset button on the brain, lowering stress, and letting the prefrontal cortex, the brain's CEO in charge of focus, mature and grow. And finally, of course, there's food. You can't build a high-performance brain on junk. The concept of shokuiku, which basically means food education, is a huge part of the culture. The focus is on a huge variety of fresh, seasonal foods. And again, this isn't just for physical health. It's about getting all those crucial micronutrients that are essential for brain development and even emotional stability.
All right, on to the final piece of the puzzle, Pillar 4. We've got a secure, loved child with a healthy, well-fed brain and body. Now they're ready. They're ready to step out into the world and build character. And honestly, this is where the magic really starts to show. Now, this might sound completely backwards, but that deep, secure feeling of dependence from Amai, it doesn't create clingy kids. It does the exact opposite. It gives them this unshakable confidence to become incredibly independent. It's the ultimate launchpad.
And you can see this perfectly in the tradition of the first errant. I mean, picture this. A kid, maybe just 3 or 4 years old, is given a task and sent out into the community, alone. It's just an amazing testament to the trust and confidence that's woven right into the fabric of the society.
And look, we're not talking about just running to the corner store. This map here is from a famous TV show about this tradition. This kid has to navigate streets, remember what to buy, handle money, talk to shopkeepers. It's a huge deal. But the thing is, they're not really alone. The whole community is kind of looking out for them, helping them succeed.
And this spirit of self-reliance and responsibility starts super early. In preschool, kids work together in small groups. They clean their own classrooms every day. They're taught the spirit of ganbare, which means just always do your best. It's a whole culture of character that builds this incredible foundation for life.
So, when you put it all together, what's the big takeaway? It's that building a strong brain isn't about some secret hack or a quick fix. It's a holistic, whole-child philosophy that nurtures everything, the mind, the body, and the character, all at once.
You can see here how all 4 pillars work together. The love creates the safety net. The focus on that golden period maximizes learning. The healthy body provides the fuel. And the culture of character turns all that potential into real-world capability. Each part supports the others. It's this beautiful, interconnected system.
And all this leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. This whole approach suggests that maybe, just maybe, our intense focus on early academic checklists is missing the point. So I'll leave you with this. Are we just trying to build our children's resumes, or are we actually trying to build their brains?